Yes! Oh. Haha, I'm back out, back in a very familiar location, and there's a very specific reason why. Very astro reason. I'm also meeting up with Stephen yet again. I can actually see his tent from where I am right now. I'll show you just a little second. There might even be someone else up here as well by the cars, etc. And again, you know, there's a very good reason why I can expect to see torches and people coming up at some point to where we're going. If I haven't already put it in the intro, that is, or the thumbnail. But I also want to talk about today, I've got a subject in mind, and that is the reality of wild camping. So I'm going to talk a bit about that as we get through it. Because like I say, today, for example, it isn't just as plain sailing as you'd think, jumping in the car and going to wild camp. So I kind of want to talk a bit more about that, about what I've had to do to make this work for me, and you know, just how it goes. So yeah, I'll talk about that later on, but what I'm going to do for now is get the majority of my walk done, maybe check back in a wee bit, but probably more likely pretty much when I'm getting ready to pitch up, because as you can really see behind me, sunset's fading fast, so we don't have a huge amount of daylight to play with before the show starts, shall we say. So check back in on trail, So I've gone past Annenhead Hill, so that's the first clue of where I'm going. Now, a few weeks ago we were up Annenhead Hill, we've seen an Aurora, again another little very, very, very big clue of what's going on tonight. And as you see with just zooming in, that's called Great Hill, so that's the next one. I camped on that about coming up 2 years ago now. Camped up there with the Monger 2. It was a frosty night, I remember, bit of wind, but actually lovely in the morning, really nice sunrise. So that's the plan, get down there. And yeah, as I mentioned in the intro, I didn't think we'd be alone, we weren't. Go Summit Souls just up there. Again, she's mentioned it on her channel before. I don't think I've mentioned it in mine, but she's has a couple of issues injury wise, and one of them's an Achilles problem, which means that when it comes to a last minute go out for a camp, she's very limited to some of the hills she can do at the moment, and this being one of her go-tos. So I did have a gut feeling I'd end up saying hello to her tonight. You know, she's got like a kind of, from Dumfries end, there's maybe like 3 or 4 you would say is like go-tos. Kind of like me with Moffat, I have like 3 or 4 that I have as my go-to spots, and then a few others that I use kind of sporadically. But sun's still on our hill, so I'm hoping I'm getting this pitched up in the sun. I think I'm about maybe 10-15 minutes away from my summit. Just giving Stephen a first wee wave. He's finally come into just enough eye line for us to see us. But yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to crack on now, and then I will check back in once the tent's pushed up. It's a different tent tonight, first one we've had out for a while, so we're in winter gear. So again, I will talk a bit about gear tonight as well, just as it's one of them things that people ask a lot about, so we can delve in a wee bit more about gear as the evening rolls on. Right. Aye, back down here. I think we can't be any further off than about 10 minutes tops from the sunset. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the camera up looking at the sunset while I get the tent up. So we'll put a wee time lapse together. It'll be going as I'm speaking now. We'll get up and we'll show you where we are, show you what we're doing, and then I will talk to you about what I've already dropped loads of hints, but I'll talk about why we've come up tonight. And like I say, we can then talk about the reality of wild camping. Right, I'll see you in a wee minute. I wasn't on getting the tent up. Not used this in a few months. The Makalu 2 but it doesn't take you long to remember where you're going. So first things first for me, I'm going to get my foil blanket put in, my new foil blanket after replacing it from the Aurora camp that we did. That was probably be about my last video on this channel, I think. If you remember the outro, I mentioned that I'd had a couple of issues in that camp, and one of them was the foil blanket, so got it sussed. So as always, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off getting all my gear put in the tent, and then we can start chilling for the evening. Oh, it took me ages to get everything set up. That's me. I'm all set up. I've got a wee chair full of snacks and a couple of drinks, and I'm ready to get settled in. Stephen came out with the idea, and it was actually a belter, and that's just to get the chairs sat and wait for what we hope. And I'm not saying hope, almost expecting an absolute belter of an Aurora tonight. Forecasts and everything indicator of the last 40 hours is really going for it. That by the next 15 to 20 minutes, we should see the first sign of it. Potentially the bigger peak might be after midnight, so it could be a late one this. So let's say we've got sleep systems with us, but whether we really get to use them or not is another thing. Again, just getting the last of the sunset. I mentioned this in the Aurora one, and I'll say it again. You can't beat this time of year for the sunsets. You know, they take a bit longer. They kind of roll through. We also have a little bit of a fuzzy moon developing. I mean, this is like an old person's thing, but I always relate that to snow's on its way. You know, it's more of a kind of glow to the moon. Whether that's right or not, it's a you know, old wifey's tale something. But you know, I've always believed that's like your little hint that snow's just coming. But yeah, that's the plan now. Is just to get settled in and you know, start taking some pictures. So I'll drop, if we get good pictures, we'll drop them on as we get going. And I know to say at some point over the evening we will sit down and a wee chat about, let's say, reality of wild camping. So I've not forgotten that. I will. Anyway, a beautiful night again on the beef tub at Moffat. Oh, well, you can see I'm thinking for yourselves already. I'll probably enhance this slightly just for the camera, just so you can get a better view of what we're seeing. But it's not even dark yet. It really isn't dark, and already the colours are changing. You know, Stephen literally just commented that he thought he could see pillars, and just over to my right hand side we can. You know, it's arcing over. The Steve is looking like it's going to be popping out soon as well. Which I'll put at the bottom of the screen what Steve stands for in case you're not sure. Oh, this is going to be some night. I tell you what, this is going to be amazing. I'll keep putting pictures up because, like I said, the video won't do it justice at all. So I'll give you loads of stills. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. Oh. We've got a wee temporary lull in the activities, so it's a good time to bring on to my wee subject that I want to talk about, and it's the reality of wild camping, and it always comes a bit more apparent when you start getting to October, November, December time, and I'll maybe explain what I mean. Is like, so let me go back seven days, I guess. So me and Stephen did the Aurora camp. Now to do that meant leaving the house. Was that 7 o'clock we left?
About that, yeah.
About that. So we left 7 o'clock in the morning to get a 10 o'clock train, and then by the time we then got up to our summit, we were talking about, was it 3:30, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, it was quite late.
Aye. So I mean, we were so we're taking a whole day there just to get to that camp, and that's Aurora, only Aurora. I'm saying. So you think of like the, you know, where the Loch Ness divides Scotland, you know, that's another hour and a half to 2 hours driving for us, at least at times, you know. So that in itself, that basically takes us 2 days out of our window by the time we do the repeat to come back down and go home, you know. But then today, the reality for us is like, well, Stephen's been off the day, but I haven't. I've been on a training course for the last 4 days. I finished my course at 4 o'clock. And And the reality for me is, I haven't really seen Caitlin much the last few days as well. She's been busy, I've been busy, we've both lived together, but we're like ships of the night a wee bit. The instinct would be for me to go home and spend the night at home. So there's a guilt feeling there, not via her, by the way, but for me, that I would want to spend the time at home. However, this is what we do as a hobby, this is what we enjoy doing. The nights when, as you've seen already by the footage, these are rare. These are very, very rare. And it's one of them ones where it's a balancing act, isn't it? Where the reality is that if when you see the pictures that we'll put up, and you see some of the footage, we've got to make a lot of choices, sacrifice choices. Like for me, I was blowing out my backside coming up here tonight, because again, I didn't have a bag packed, so I wasn't expecting to come camping tonight. So it was a real last minute. I got lucky that Stephen was going to come to the beef tub. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have managed to go anywhere without being with any company. This was a kind of lucky one for me. And that's the reality of that one. And then you wake up in the morning, and again, sorry to go back to the timings of this one. It's now getting darker earlier. It's 7 o'clock when it's really dark, and it's 8 o'clock now when it's kind of pitch. When you think back to even a month or so ago, we were talking nearly 9 o'clock before we're getting dark. That makes a huge difference in terms of we don't have that time to go home and have a chat with your partner or catch up with anyone. You're finishing work, and it's either you're going straight from the camp or camping in the dark, or literally running in and just grabbing your kit and going. And that leaves a different feeling to you than you would normally do. It's different, and that's before we even talk about the kit that we're bringing now. In the morning as well, it's sun's up about 7:30 now, I think. This week, obviously clocks haven't changed, and that will affect when the clocks change. But at the moment it's about 7:30. So by the time you get up at 7:30, you then got to factor in you're packing away the tent. Hopefully, ideally you want to pack away the tent after your sunrise. So then you're talking an hour on top of that. That's 8:30. So we're kind of looking like 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30 before you're even back to your car. The winter ones on this type of camp, on a summit camp, you could be talking lunchtime, 1 o'clock before you're really back. And again, you then have to plan those 2 days, which again, it's a big thing that when you think about it, it's something that a lot of the people do say. You see the pictures that we take and you see the videos that we're doing, aren't really factoring in just how much you kind of need to give up and need to kind of plan and prepare for that one. And also then the reality of it is, you can either go out in any weather and sit miserable in a tent all night, or you wait till the right weather and then you try your best to accommodate. In my case, I've had to move a couple of bookings to make it work for me from a gym side of it, but that's not always going to be the case. You can't always move your bookings, so it's just little things like that to think about. And just lastly, to talk about the kit, we've both come out tonight in what we would class as our winter bomber tents, our 4-season tent. That's the fully inner tent, no mesh at all, bar a little zip to open up. So that's going to keep the heat inside the tent overnight. Also, it's the winter gear. It's the same winter gear I had in my last camp at the Aurora one, where I went for the big mammoth sleeping bag and I had the foil blanket. I think Stephen's gone a bit more winter as well. Yeah. And all that adds on is weight. I wouldn't have a guess how much that would be. I mean, we didn't have loads of liquids to bring with us this time, but you'd probably say at least a good 15 kilo, or maybe I would say the bag would weigh today. Maybe something a bit more than that. And you kind of factor that one in. And I know, there's always people watching these wanting to go out camping, and it's just giving you that heads up that when you get the winter time, you've got to factor it in. I mean, we're not cold. We're sat here right now, quite toasty, yeah. I remember my hands are a bit because I was using the mic and the buttons and stuff, but when I put my gloves back on, I'll be absolutely fine. But again, that's the other part is you got to make sure you get the right layers as well, getting the clothes on, and then you got to have pack more layers in your bags as well to compensate for. You're not going to walk up with 6 layers on or whatever, but you are going to put the layers on when you get in, So again, just a few bits about reality. If I think of something else, or if Stephen thinks something else, I might add to that one. But I wanted that to be the kind of main subject. It's just to say it's not all it's not as easy as you might think just to pack a tent in the back of your bag and wander up a hill and pitch it up and boom, you've got yourself a sunrise and sunset. It's, there's a bit of thought going into it, and there's always checking the weather forecast. Always the weather forecast is like you're almost addicted looking at that thing, and it's not just one. We're talking about 3 or 4 apps I personally use. Met Office, MWIS, which is Mountain Weather Information Service. Because I check the BBC, but they lie. I don't like them.
Windy. Windy? Aye, I've not used Windy much, but I know a few folk that do. And then obviously this time of year now we're always looking at different Aurora apps as well, try and time it right, and then you're kind of looking for things like, is there cloud inversions, or it's again, it's like we're looking for the weather to give us the best experience for it. But then the reality of it is getting every ship to align, everything to align with that perfect moment for us, which then ultimately means, going back to what I said at the beginning about that sometimes that sacrifice of not being with a loved one that you maybe really feel like you should be with for that night, or maybe asking you a favour at your work or something like that, or just being a wee bit smart with your timing, so, or your locations. Again, location is a big one we kind of focus on this year, is like picking the location that's going to allow us to get up and hopefully get settled before we get it. Nothing worse than camping in the dark, or getting set up in the dark anyway. I think that's enough. Like I say, we'll give you some more if we think of any more, but for now we've got drinks on the go, desperados, whiskies, settled down. We've got about an hour or so until we're expecting the next pop. But when when the moon drops at 10:30ish, it's on its way down now. We are expecting it to really kick in nicely. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Oh, it's like Halloween. Come early. I'm just doing a quick walk. Oh, you gotta see the footage. I think maybe take this light down, see if it comes up from behind. Yeah, a little touch. But obviously I'll overlay the proper footage now, and you can see it. Like, wow, stunning. It's just so easy to see with the naked eye as well. So easy. Oh wow, what a night. Oh, just been out a wee walk over to Anna Head Hill. I thought I'd go and say hello to Go Summit Solo, because she's on her own there. I thought we'll try and time it in between the big displays, but I kind of got stuck in the middle of one there, as you've seen by the footage walking back. But even now you can see we've got the arc right the way over us, all the way over east, over to Hartfell as well, eh? I mean, it's picking up with that camera, which I'm shocked at, because that camera would normally not pick that up. We normally get it when we put the Nightlapse camera on that I've got going at the moment. So I'm leaving that going overnight, and we'll see what that picks up. I mean, I'm expecting that to be pretty decent, that. So hopefully we'll have that in the morning, along with a bunch of pictures that have been taken. I mean, both of us have been taking picture after picture, and by the time we kind of put them in the studio and edit them out, it's gonna look amazing. Honestly though, I want to share this with you, but ultimately I want to share this with ourselves, because this is just amazing. This really is just, I mean, look back over to north now. It's just changed in the last 30 seconds, and now we're getting these green pillars. Is that picking up in the camera? It's just, I mean, from the naked eye, these green pillars are just dancing away. I mean, I'll go in the foreground just so you can see what I'm looking at, yeah? Right ahead of me, there's this line of pillars. Oh my God, they're so easy to see. Wow. And this is southern Scotland as well. We're not even in the Highlands. Incredible. Just, yeah. Aye. No, this is the show. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Look at this. Oh, jeez. Oh, you need to look above me. Look at it. It's just opened up. Oh, and take your pick from here. Which way do you want to look first? Do you want to look west, onto where our tents are, or do you want to look east? Oh, those shards of green coming through, and then we look over, just past our tents, where the Lowther Hills are, and my God, is that special! Oh my God, we were about to go to bed. The clouds were coming over, and we thought this was about done, but the whole sky is just lit up. This is incredible. Like, every second I'm speaking to you is getting better. Oh my God, we have been truly and utterly spoilt tonight by this. Oh my God. Right, we're going to get back to some stills. I had to share the emotion that we're feeling with both of us right now. It's just incredible. Right. Probably the last wee bit of camera for the morning, I think. Don't know, I mean, you never know. There might be something else kicking off, but I think we're pretty ready to get the lights off and get some sleep. I'm roasting in my tent now, 16 degrees with my wee heater on to go. Lovely. But yeah, what a night it's been. What a night. Like, it was just yeah, no words. No words. Oh, we'll reflect more in the morning, I think. I think we're both just really quite emotionally like, wow, like, stunning. Anyway, I think regardless, I'm going to say night anyway, because I know I've still got like some time lapse footage to put up the the star lapse to go on as well anyway. And if we're back out for something absolutely amazing, spectacular, then I'll add it in. But I think we've probably had the bigger one for the night. And yeah, I'll check back in the morning and see what it's like. Don't expect much. I think it's supposed to be cloudy in the morning, and maybe even a spot of rain as well. But who knows? Right, guys. Hopefully you're still tuning in, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Cloud came in about 6 o'clock, so we're in the cloud. But you can actually, from where we were standing, we can actually see hilltops. So we're in the cloud, but by kind of like the Aurora one last week, we're not in it by much. So it might drop, but I think what we could do is get packed and get home. Yeah, I've had a wee quick look at the Nightlapse footage as well. So just a very quick look in the tent. I think I'm going to edit that when I get back, and probably either make a little music montage on the way out. I think with it, because it seemed that it's quite a lot to kind of get through, because I'd used the 360 lens, so it's given different angles. And as we filmed last night, we were never really static for long. So yeah, I sort of think I'll do with that. But I'm not sure there's much else to really say about it, other than it was just an absolute stunner of a night. And, you know, I've been putting as many bits of footage as I can over this one so you can see yourself. And for me, it becomes a kind of a memory diary, you know. Yeah, I'll grab a coffee, I think, and then get a shifty on. Oh, aye, cheers. Oh, yes, look at that. And the last one I think I'll do on the subject of the reality of camping is, well, we knew the forecast because, you know, like I say, we checked these things, and the forecast did say that by the morning it was going to be clouding over and there were showers of rain. Now, that would put people off wanting to go camping, because then it means you're probably getting packed away and likely getting some of your gear wet, maybe getting yourself wet. It's not that fun. However, to get the shots that we've got there, it's that balancing. But what you'll see on Instagram and Facebook is the photos that look amazing, but what you don't see is we're walking back and, you know, sludging it through some mud and, you know, bog and stuff like that to get this. Yeah, I just thought I'd just add that in there because, and I say, and it's very, very rare as well where you ever get sunrise, sunset, and then a little bonus in the middle. You get normally, you know, bonus in the middle sometimes like the Milky Way or Aurora last night or a cloud inversion maybe, you know. Sometimes, you know, when you go to your holy grail of camps, you get the sunrise, the sunset, cloud inversion, and then when you get something like an Aurora or, you know, Milky Ways, they kind of, you know, shooting stars, meteors, you know, that kind of stuff, you know. I'll add on little bonuses, but normally it's one or other, or and then it's just about the how you make of your camps. Obviously, as you know with me, my style of camping is I do like to focus on the photography side of it and the you know, the imagery. You know, it's not just about pitching my tent up in a forest or something like that. You know, that's other people like to do that kind of style. You know, just like Stephen, we like to capture our footage. So it's then again go back to what I said last night about timing it when the skies are right and everything's aligned to make that move, so we make it worthwhile. I'm virtually packed up in here. I'm not going to do any gear stuff today. I'm holding my mat all packed away, so I'm going to get that packed. And the rain's just going off now, so we're going to get packed. Time lapse is going right now for the tent going away, and then we'll be done. We'll be moving. So yeah, I'll check back in when bags are on and we're off. Pretty much back where I started, and in Head Hill. I'll give you a quick look round. As you can see, we've just got a little bit of a cloud inversion on the go, and I feel like that's probably the best moment for me to sign out this video. Lovely camping trip. Trying to think about anything else I can add to that one, but I can't. One thing I will say is on the subject of that reality of wild camping, if you guys can think of anything you think I've either missed or something along those lines that you want to share, please stick it in the comments, or even give me a message and I'll maybe make an extra video at some point. I like to add little topics into the videos at times, you know, particularly as there'll be times where we go out camping and there's no chance we're going to get views, so it's something to add on as a wee discussion point. Anyway, as always, Robert from Moffat Mountain Adventures, going to say goodbye. I've left Stephen up there, he's still having another coffee, he's got time to kill, and then he's get a bit packed up. I want to get home. So as always, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're not already, leave a comment. The comments are the ones that really drive the channel, you know. My channel doesn't really grow quite as fast as what other people's do. It's growing, but it's and I do think that's a lot to do with what people can watch the video and then kind of pass it on rather than leaving a wee thumbs up or a comment. So please, if you've watched this far, just drop us a little comment, anything, just to be nice. And on that note, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for staying with the whole video, and until the next time, which will probably be another Moffat local one. I've got one in the pipeline for the next few days from here. But for now, I'll see you guys on the next adventure. Take care, everybody. Stay safe and enjoy the outdoors.